Can we switch sides? No,
Yeah,
because when I look
no
at you,
problem.
my eyes are open.
Yeah, no problem. I can relate to
And then
that.
I'll be thinking about that the whole time. Gotta get my snackies. Gotta get my snackies.
It's okay. Hey, chill.
So we were talking about what were we just talking about? And I was like, we should go on live because we're having a good flow.
We were talking about the gentleman who was in the video of the gentleman who was at the drive-thru at Wendy's.
Oh, right.
He was into the speaker, and she was speaking to him, and he said, "Okay, ma'am, thank you." And she said, "I'm not a ma'am." Okay, and mind you, this is Wendy's restaurant. So he's like, "Oh, sorry, dude, I had a bad day. You know, I must have misheard you or something." And she's like, "No, I'm not a dude." Anyway, so it's whatever, come to the window. So he goes to the window, and she's like, "Oh, I know you weren't trying to start a problem, but I'm non-binary. Look, you people out there, and I don't care what gender you identify as or what gender you think you identify as or what gender you are biologically. Not everyone's going to know over a speaker in a driveway with cars running and sometimes loud trucks and stuff out there. People don't know if you're non-binary or they go by the voice. If they hear a female voice, they'll respond to that with a ma'am or, you know. And if they hear a male, they'll say guy or dude, So they're going to pronoun you as to what they hear on a speaker. 2, what right do you have bringing that shit to work? It don't matter what your pronouns are. You're at work. You're a worker. You do your job. The best thing to do is to stop pronouncing each other because people suck at it. I get problems all day long, but I don't jump down their throat. I'll say something jokingly or I'll say nothing, and just because I dress and very androgynous a lot. So some people don't know I'm a transition female. I don't look it. And I don't feel I should have to live under a double standard of wearing all my makeup and skirts and heels and everything all the time, because I'll get called dude anyway. But
I call girls dudes all the time.
We can't,
it's just my thing.
Bring that shit to work. People are going there and they don't know. And they really don't care about your pronouns or anything else. They just want a fucking burger and some fries.
It's true.
Give them their fucking food. And as far as, I did another video about a trans man on an airplane giving this guy grief because her ID on the thing said female. So he goes to her, "Sorry, ma'am, I need your ID to verify you for this flight." "I'm a man, how dare you?" "But when you signed for your fucking ticket, you were female. Understand, you better change your identification, or you better put up with the miscommunications sometimes. It wasn't that guy's fault. He'd seen female on the paper. He was being respectful. And so I did a video saying, look, trans people need to understand something. That not the whole world sees us as we see ourselves. A lot of people see me as a dude with some female clothes on. But the point is, I can't stop them from feeling that way.
I don't.
And understand that I don't jump down people's throats because they have an opinion or because they might not agree with what I've done or what I'm doing. I could care less. I'm in life doing my thing. So I'm not going to dwell on everybody else's reactions to mine. But the left seem to be pushing this non-binary thing. Well, then why do they have 127 genders? Can anyone explain this or make any sense of this at all? I'm lost. So on my TikToks, I'm going to start doing videos and I'm going to start attacking this. They can't call me a transphobe and they can't call me an anyphobe because I was part of that community before that community was even around.
And it's not like you're attacking like people. You're attacking the ideology
I'm
that
attacking
is
the ideology of it.
Yeah,
and that's the whole thing.
That's right.
It's ideology. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You're forcing stupidity on people.
Okay, I get you.
By law, with government backing and mainstream media backing and social media backing, and you're still losing the battle. Doesn't that tell you something? You cannot beat common sense with stupidity. You can only medicate stupidity. And that's what they should be doing, is helping these people psychologically instead of calling to them and changing all of society for their
feelings.
Butthurt.
Their validation.
I'm going to call it butthurt
addiction.
Because that's what they are. They're butthurt leftists.
Yeah.
Look, I deal with this all the time. I'm called a token tranny, okay?
Our mutual enemy has actually been calling her, and his husband has been calling her my token trans friend.
Yeah, or I've been called transphobe.
They're so convinced that I'm transphobic that I can't have any trans friends.
No.
Like, you're one of a handful of trans people that I'm friends
Lisa,
with.
look
But
at the
we're actually
examples.
friends.
Look at the examples you guys have had to look at of trans people. What? Jessica Yanev, total fucking idiot.
God.
Morgane OJ, I don't know if you know that person. That's the one who co-wrote C-16 with the government. That's an out west. She's a child trans pimp. He is a child trans pimp. And I'm hoping he takes me to court. So look, this stupidity has to be fought with common sense. We cannot lose our tempers, and we cannot cast our judgments back. That's what they want. They're trying to draw that out of us. Keep to the common sense of it. And just, I'm going to do a video with this guy. This gentleman, this video has a couple million views, but I think I can shine light on the situation. Because what happened to him was uncalled for. And that's leftist bullshit that I am against. So I'm fed up. At least I'm just, and if it comes to dragging another video of Nick and his husband just to show people what these two idiots are like, I'm going to do that because this guy, the funny thing is they laugh at you, telling you you're clinging on to me for clickbait, but they're doing that to you.
That's exactly what they're doing, yeah.
That's where they're getting most of their traffic is from your channel.
Yeah, that's true. And yours. You have more followers than me. You've got a way bigger
Well, you never get a
audience than I
chance
do.
to get fucking followers. Your accounts get reported.
During the convoy, it was fine. I got up to like 30,000, I think was my highest one. And that was just sharing my content and my expressing my views on things. And then, November last year, came across that post in St. Thomas Happenings about the bingo event at Roadhouse and stepped on a landmine unexpectedly. And that landmine has been trying to blow up my life ever since. And so I can barely survive on TikTok. I think the only reason that we keep doing it is, I don't know, there's a big audience on there. It's
but I think you guys have some kind of a marriage on there because you guys are mutually reporting each other, telling each other you're reporting each other. And it's just like, it's so much like a married couple. I wish they'd get a divorce or something. But no, he's a maniac, and he likes to gaslight. He likes to virtue signal. He's a liar. He's a pathological liar.
He goes after so many people too. It's and I find that it's a lot of people that support me. He hates me so much that anybody that supports me that proves him wrong, it's like he has to go after them too. I've had multiple friends tell me that one of my friends was walking around a garden center and he started following her and her family around. And she had her kids with her, and his husband was just like, "Oh, look at these plants! Look at these plants!" And then, I guess Nick was just beaming on her family and following her around. And then, but anytime he sees me in public, if he's in his car and I'm walking down the street, I'm sure he's calling police saying I'm stalking him. There's no way around it. He says that she's stalking him, and she lives around the corner. If she walks to the store, he calls police on her.
Yeah.
But then, what is he? You said he was...
He's been driving by my house, I think once a day for the last week. And I could care less. I'll walk out and confront him if he ever slows down long enough. But the point is, I don't call the police and tell him he's stalking me. I don't call the police. The house is on fire, I'll call the fire department. St. Thomas and police, those two words are like an oxymoron. They don't go together.
It's a hit or miss, really.
Yeah,
you get some good cops when you.
Well, there's some here from other places, but
there's some comments.
No, this town. So, with that being said, even they, as corrupt as they are, see the piece of shit for what he is, and they basically shine him on now. I don't think they even take any of his complaints seriously.
I don't know.
They know.
I don't know anything about that.
If I had a problem with him, I'd walk over to his house and I'd pound him. They know that. It's on my record. Don't piss this one off. So, he probably has been warned not to, because for a few days there, he left me alone, and then all of a sudden,
and his husband too.
And his husband now is attacking me. So, I did a video to them. It's on my Truth Inc. channel, and I'll get Lisa to put it in the link for that. And watch that video, because I expose all of it. And what they're doing and what their game is. They're blaming her for shit they're doing. I don't understand why they think anything they do is going to work, because everyone's seeing through their bullshit. They're losing support by the day. They think they're gaining support. They probably are in the leftist community, But we've shown and proven everything we've said.
When you start to show the evidence put together, and when it's all spaced out, it just is like, what's the big deal? But when you actually break it down and you just piece it all together, it's very troublesome. And I feel like people at the beginning didn't really understand how troublesome it was until we started to get that content piece together, not editing anything out, not twisting any words, literally just taking it for what it is and putting it next to another thing that is what it is, you know? And you put them all together and you watch it, and you watch the body language and the micro expressions and the way that the eyes are, the way that the lips go, the way that those smiles they try to hide when they're talking. And it's just, you realize like, oh, this is like, I feel like his friends have even noticed that.
His friends are
and like, they're just kind of, I don't see a lot of the same names that I saw like way back then.
I've seen one person stick up for him about being a diddler. And none of the others will step forward.
Oh, his husband?
No, I don't know. No, it was a different name, but they just said, well, you can't prove it. Really?
Oh, Canadian bacon guy? Not our Canadian bacon. They have their own Canadian bacon guy.
Might be that one.
Yeah, he's like in love with that guy. So,
but basically, I just said, look, he's leaving the proof every day. I said, but that video Lisa put out, and I have it too, about him asking for a young boy from Greece named Nick
with blue eyes.
How can his friends overlook that video? How can his friends justify being his friend?
They're like, oh, it's the same thing as saying girl. It could be anything. No, it's not. No, it's not. When you say girl and you say boy,
you're meaning young.
You're meaning young, but sometimes like when you're an adult and you're like, hey girl, hey, you know, things like that, or like, yeah girl, like it's not the same thing at all.
Any gay man would have said, I'd like a young man.
A man or a guy or a dude or a partner or somebody, you know, like you don't say boy. And then if you mix that on its own, whatever. But then when you mix it with the other videos of him saying like little boys should be sugar and spice and everything nice, and he just wants a safe space. You know,
but he doesn't like kids, so.
But he hates kids, yeah. So it's frustrating, and I know a lot of people in here are probably sick of hearing about Nick, and I totally get it. You know, I get it. You're not living in this, so from the outside, it just looks like a lot of petty bullshit.
Yeah.
And I can admit that things do get petty at times.
But when you're losing video after video and channel after channel, he's reported tons of my videos. I got some back. It gets to the point where we feel victimized
and then
simply for standing up for common sense.
And then everyone going after anybody who's trying to support me or you or any, you know, it's just spiraling, and we're just trying to clear our name.
And he's got his whole little network of Antifa losers reporting all these videos for him. Well, the point is, none of these people have even seen one of my videos. But I blocked every one of them that was in that video that Lisa had posted. You know, we shouldn't have to do this. And TikTok should not be playing into this mental illness. They should have to prove that and they should be, if they falsely report a video, they should be penalized for it. Not the person.
Kind of like he's being penalized right now for falsely reporting a crime that never happened. Yep. And now he's being held responsible for it.
And now he's got to go to court. I think it's late November, October.
Halloween. Is his third appearance.
There you go. Yeah. So, hopefully on Halloween, he won't need a mask because he'll be in jail. No, he won't be in jail.
No, he won't be.
But
this process could go on forever. Depending if he takes a deal or not, if he keeps on fighting off, saying, no, this did happen, despite, like, it might drag out. But I don't know, like, he's already wasted so many resources and court's time and police's time and tax dollars.
He can't prove it happened, and they're not going to let him do that.
It's hearsay, and then
they'll charge him with obstruct justice.
Yeah, and the CCTV footage just proves on its own. And then the alibi was already checked out because Mike was at work, so.
Yeah, but no, this guy's a total idiot. His husband's now come out of the closet. I just mean come out of hiding. He was
not like that.
You didn't hear or see from him. I guess you said 2 years ago he did a video, right? Almost 2 years ago in October.
Oh yeah, the last time he had uploaded a video to TikTok was like January 2022.
Yeah, so a year or so ago anyway. Mm-hmm. Now he's back out and he's attacking me too. So I did a video to them and this Lita Von Sniffle,
Lita Von Sneeze,
drag queen, pervert,
luring
freak. I did a video to all three. So hopefully if any of you get True Think, it's the first video at the very top.
That's a really well done video, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, like I said, I want to do more, but the problem is, need more material. We need him to fuck up some more.
He might.
He does by the day.
Well, that's true.
And
Leland went private on his TikTok, though.
oh, did he?
Mm-hmm. I never commented on anything. Like, I'm pretty sure I blocked him. Or he blocked me.
Maybe I'll have to make an alt and go in there.
I don't know. Yeah.
But then again, on Facebook, you can see him on Facebook. He's probably on Twitter. So.
Oh, he's definitely on Facebook. On Twitter, I went through Twitter, and the pictures that I posted. Nick was calling people a plague rat because they couldn't get groceries because they weren't vaccinated.
Yeah.
So he called them a plague rat, and he's like on there like thanking Justin Trudeau for getting the vaccine, and I don't know, giving shit to Henry Hildebrandt for having church services during lockdowns. He was calling him disgusting, Nick was saying that he was more of a woman than Henry's wife was. Like, What does that mean? Oh. I know you guys think this is all petty, and it's like, who is this person?
He's an attention seeker,
but
right?
At the end of the day, too, he is the face of the ideology that we are all trying to fight.
Yeah.
Because he is a cabaret performer for children.
Yeah.
He is a youth worker. He's a reverend.
A reverend.
And he's always like duetting little kids on his TikTok
Creepy.
in dresses and in heels and showing his body off. And it's just, there's something about this guy. So to a lot of people, it might seem petty, but to other people who know the red flags and who understand, or people who have been through the things like been molested, have been sexually assaulted, they know what to look for. And we can't give up on this, because then who are we if we give up on
this guy
that?
Needs to go to jail. He
needs to be held accountable.
Or,
There's something
or maybe in an institution somewhere getting medicated, but he needs
help. There's something wrong with him.
He's a very seriously fucked up individual.
Yeah.
Who shouldn't be on the streets.
He calls CPS on parents because they don't want to take them to drag shows. Or if he disagrees with somebody on TikTok, he'll call the police on them and call CPS on them and get them out of their jobs and stuff. Like, this guy is not a good person, and I don't know. I'm not one of those people that's just like, oh, ignore it and it'll go away. It's like, that's what I was told my whole life.
Worse.
Yeah. He just goes on to somebody else who's more vulnerable and potentially could end their lives because of this. Like, if I wasn't as strong as I am, with all of this shit that he's put me through, easily wouldn't be here right now if I wasn't as strong as I am.
No, I think, but I think we're showing what his character is all about. And then there's only so much we can do. But our whole thought here is the children, right? There's a lot of children in this town, and a couple of them were actually at that stupid event they held here, and had stories read to them and whatever. They probably will next year.
After what happened?
Yeah, Karen's right into seeing me getting refused. Next time I won't be going
she
like
actually
this,
is?
though. Yeah.
Oh shit.
She sanctioned that event. She sanctioned it so the police would be there. Otherwise, there was going to be no cops there.
That's true.
Right? So
that's because
Nick
Nick says he's friends with her, so he'd probably talk to her.
Yep.
That whole thing was a direct result of lies.
Vecchio.
And lies being believed without any evidence.
Definitely. Yeah. No, and like I said, our MP here is so crooked.
I'll be at the next one.
Yeah, I will be at the next one.
Next year when there's Pride in the Park in St. Thomas, I will be there again. And I will be there in the same fashion that I was, where I just showed up with my camera and my microphone, and that's it.
I'll have my megaphone next time.
Be careful.
Yeah, I know.
But
I'll be my 1,000 yards in 1 foot.
Personally, we didn't go there to protest.
No. We just went there to go look at what was going on.
I didn't even know if you were going to be there or not. Like, I knew you had plans to go, and I had plans to go, but, like, we didn't really, I didn't text you before I went. No. You didn't. It's just so happened. That was the first day we met.
An hour and a half late. I think or 2 hours late.
I got there at the intermission, I think, right after the story time is when I showed up. Because there was nothing going on. It was just everyone was walking around and, talking, and there was nothing going on the stage. And then all of a sudden, it was like, okay, let's sit down and get ready for the dance part. So that's when we showed up.
And then dog whistles.
And then the dance was going on already when you showed up.
Yeah.
And then, the dog whistles and the umbrellas and the really tacky tights.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean,
flags.
It's just the mentally ill orange peels that they had surrounding me. And several cops behind me. There was 10 cops there and all.
If you weren't allowed to be there, the cops would have stopped you from being there.
Well, exactly.
But they can't
That's
legally
the whole point.
do that.
The cops couldn't even tell me I couldn't be there. It's a public event.
Mm-hmm.
So they let Antifa do it. Well, personally, I figured as long as Lisa got in and Mike got in, I didn't really need to get in because they were going to get better video than I ever would. because these Muppets would have blocked me, right?
I also wanted to get them away from you, too, so you could, like,
exactly.
have some space. So that wasn't fair.
I went off with this father who was mouthing off at me, and then he settled down and was able to talk.
He was pretty level-headed by the end of it, yeah.
Once the end hit, yeah, but he really... His whole mindset was just fucked up. Like, I was thinking... I could see where the daughter's getting mental illness from. Like, the father, like, well... What about
diabetes? It could be the other way around, that she's being indoctrinated so much at school.
Yeah.
And she may have some... We're not talking down on a child, by the way.
Oh, no.
Like, this
is
it's us just acknowledging something that we noticed, we observed, is that maybe this child has some trauma or just has had trouble fitting in, has some social skills that she could up on, but with school and indoctrination, I feel like kids are scared not to go along with this stuff.
I think they're being intimidated into
I've gotten messages from, not messages, I've gotten a message from a friend who said that her child is being made fun of and alienated at school because she can't remember all of the flags. And other people in class can remember the flags, so now she's being called a bigot and that she doesn't care. And it's like, she's just like, I don't know what to do. I'm losing my friends because I can't remember all the flags. Like, this is happening at school. We have some comments, actually.
Yeah, that's the inclusion and love that they love.
So I feel like kids are more scared not to use pronouns and go along with the game at school.
Yeah.
Because then, then they'll fit in if they go along with it. They'll get good grades if they go along with it, Like, their teachers won't make them feel bad or humiliate them in front of everybody. I could not imagine being in school right now.
No, I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't go to school. Personally, I'd be beating everybody up anyway, because I just had that. I did back in the day when things were the opposite, where everybody who was a bully could just run around and pick on anyone they wanted. Well, I was the bully destroyer, and like I said, in grade 3, I was going after grade 6ers. I had no fear. I didn't care, right? So now at 62 years old, I'm still fighting these bullies. And now we got a couple of coward bullies who can't even physically bully people. They do it online behind the security of a phone. But these people are a danger to children. And that's my main concern here. I'm a parent and a grandparent. Lisa, I know you don't have any kids, but you are part of an organization who works towards saving kids and looking out for kids and protecting kids. So... Yeah. And you have any right in the world, whether you're a parent or not.
Human being. We have a moral duty.
Yeah, exactly. Kids need to be looked after until they can look after themselves. And then they go on in life. That's how life is. You don't just say, okay, well, here, take my kid and go indoctrinate and sexualize them and fuck them all up.
Dehumanize them and make them turn against their parents.
What the hell is this? So now this love and inclusion is terrorizing people who won't fall into it. Right? And that, to me, is communism. That's the exact same brown shirt bullshit that Hitler did. They're doing it all over again, and if you look what's going on, it's happening. So
everything that's happening right now is scary.
And we need to stand up to it. And that's the main thing right there, is to stand up to it and say, whoa, enough's enough.
This is also like conditioning people to be desensitized to really horrific things.
Yeah.
So when the really, really horrific things happen, people will be like, oh, well, we'll just pick a side.
Oh, we'll just hide in our house and it won't come to
it's
us.
not like,
No, you have to fight it now. And while it's just rearing its ugly head, you go out and kick that head a few times, because if they win, you're not going to like the end result. I can guarantee.
I feel like we're already gearing up for World War III. I mean, we've been in World War III psychologically for the last few years, but like
years,
now
years.
with
I think 9/11 was the start of World War III, to tell you the truth.
Well, I think that was one of the major things. Because
everything went behind the scenes. That's when the deep state really took over, to the point where politicians aren't even making decisions anymore. That's all deep state decided now. So
Biden let it slip that there's a third world somewhere.
Exactly, yeah. And
what does that mean?
But we right now, I don't care what they do to me.
Yes,
I do care what they do to the kids. It's a Marxist, anything.
If anybody wants to hop up in here too and join the live, feel free to send an invite. We'll definitely love to have you up.
Like I said, it's a matter of
Note here had also said social constructs are bullshit. Let people be whatever they want, but don't expect others to always see this. See the things. I'm reading this sideways.
Yeah.
Sorry. See the things as you do. So for butthurt leftists, they can pound sand.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, that was really painful for me to read that out loud. We haven't really been watching the things. Yeah. So anyway, it's a Marxist movement for sure.
Yeah. No.
There's a girl, Carlin, Boysenko, I think is how you say it. She's a journalist, and she went into like a Marxist movement undercover, so that she could like, I don't know, play the part so she could get all the information. And she did a whole like expose on it. It's crazy.
Wow.
It's crazy.
I actually infiltrated antihate.ca.
Oh, did you?
They are an Antifa recruitment group. That's what they are. Right?
The Hate-gate thing, right?
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Yeah. I went to the Hamilton one. A friend of mine was able to take the audio footage I got, get all the names, backtrack the names, and we linked them to Satanists and who was it?
I wish I could help you on that one.
No, I'm just trying to remember. I'm going back in time here. Anyways, they linked them to the leftist groups into Satanism with the unions as well. There was unions that were also linked.
Right.
So
those are the ones that showed up at the march, right?
I think so. I think that's actually one of the ones was the one I got in that video about the gender bullshit.
Yeah.
That Han guy or whatever his name is.
Oh, we're getting more comments. Let's see.
Okay, I'll let you read that.
No. What do they say?
Social constructs are bullshit. Okay, we read that one. We need to deal with the deep state and deal with them in vigilante justice. Yes, we do. That's the way with them. Oh, it's the way I see things. Keep speaking the truth. Thank you.
Aw. Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
But,
He shares a lot of my content.
I think more these kind of topics need to be talked about, and your opinions need to be brought in as well.
I know
all
it's
of
scary,
our opinions
but
matter.
yeah,
every opinion matters. We
does.
need to get shirts that say that every opinion matters, because it's easy to say.
Doesn't mean every opinion is correct.
No,
but everyone deserves to have their voice heard.
Even if someone disagrees with me and they're in the wrong,
yeah,
I want to hear their opinion because I want to know who the stupid people are, so I won't associate with them. No, I'm just saying.
It's a filtering system.
Yeah, but I mean, you need to know up front who you can work with and who you can't. And people like that expressing their opinions, it lets me know who's who and what they believe, right? So, I mean, and that's a good tool. So to suppress people's opinions, it's hurting society, and they know that. It's hurting the communication of society because that's what we use. We give people a rope and let them hang
They want
themselves.
us quiet and compliant.
Yeah,
that's what they want.
It's like George Carlin said. They don't want a smart society that's self-thinking and researching. They want a dumb society, just smart enough to run the machines, but dumb enough to accept all the long hours and no low pay and no benefits.
Keep chasing the carrot kind of mind.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and that's all they want. And he was so right about a lot of things.
Carlin was on, like, I used to, when I was in my lefty days, because I used to be way more left-leaning.
Yeah.
I feel like everything's just switched around. Like, when I was really left-leaning, everybody was like, no, that's not the way. And now that I'm not, they're like, no, that's not the way. And it's like, all right, there's no winning. But yeah, when I was left-leaning, whenever I'd listen to George Carlin, I was like, he's just an angry old man. That's what I thought. He's just an angry old man. He's sinister. Some things that he's obviously seen some things or gone through some things that makes him hate everything and everyone. And now that I'm not so clouded by wanting to fit in somewhere, basically being a leftist.
But I think you're more educated now.
Yeah, I'm more educated now too, and now I love listening to his stuff. I'm some stuff I'm just like, that's a little bit too much there, buddy.
Well,
but
you got to remember the time.
He also doesn't give a fuck either.
He was around in the 70s.
That's true.
And I actually late 60s.
Climates were way different then.
Him. Everything was different.
He looked so different back then.
He did.
He was a handsome man.
Yeah, he was kind of. I thought he got more handsome when he got older, but I like the older distinguished gentleman. But he said one thing that really stuck with me. Schools are not schools. They're not learning institutions. They're indoctrination centers. Bingo.
I say indoctrination station.
Indoctrination station,
right?
whatever.
Yep.
It's not about teaching now. It's not about educating. It's about indoctrinating. And that's been going on for probably since the early 80s. I noticed that with...
that's when that Agenda 30 started to pop up, though. Yeah. Because I've been watching interviews...
Agenda 21 came around first.
Well, yeah. And then, but I've been watching interviews from way back in, like, the 70s and 80s, and people were talking about this. Like, ex-CIA agents and people, like, whistleblowers were talking about this, what we're living in right now.
Yeah, and behind the scenes, the UN was working on the 2030 agenda, right? We had discovered Agenda 21, and they're like, no, there's no such thing. You're lying. So they renamed it Sustainable Development, okay? And they made that nice wheel with all the great things on there about how no one will ever be broke and no one will ever starve. That's all bullshit.
Because you'll own nothing and be happy.
You'll own nothing and be happy. But the point is, they package it like a nice candy bar with a shiny wrapper, and it's not till you buy the candy bar and open it that you realize there's a lump of shit in there. Okay?
True.
So they came out with that name, and then so we started attacking that. Yeah, that's Agenda 21, same thing. So then they come out with Agenda 2023 and then Agenda 2030. So now they're looking at Agenda 2050 and 2060 already.
Yep.
So they're thinking ahead. We need to stop them in their tracks. We don't even want Agenda 21 coming into play, which was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But look,
that happened. No, wait. Agenda 21, they had to push it because we were, I think a lot of people were, the pandemic was part of it.
Agenda 2021, right?
Right.
That was, they had planned on having a lot of things already done by 2021.
But they didn't get it done.
No.
They got their pandemic done.
Yeah. Their timelines fell back.
If you watch that 1 minute video from WEF that starts off with like, you'll own nothing and be happy, and then it goes through all the lists, it's so scary how perfectly in line that is happening right now. They even said, like, climate change will cause disruption, and a lot of people will be dispersed, and, you know, there's going to be some chaos and stuff. They even said that before the climate change thing even was, like, a topic of conversation.
Before COVID was even fully hit.
That video came out in 2016 or 17 or something.
Yeah, it was up for 4 years before we made it viral on Twitter.
So this was all planned out.
Yeah.
And so many people are waking up to it now, thank God.
And, you know, basically that was a test run, 2019, right? But right after COVID hadn't even fully broke yet, they said the next lockdowns are going to be because of climate lockdowns. They were announcing this in 2019.
And that's when they get the 15-minute cities.
Actually, 2020. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then they started pimping the 15-minute cities and the 15-minute neighborhoods in these smart cities.
And then with the electric vehicles, too, the way that I see it is that if you they can just hit a button, probably, and, like, who's controlling that? Mm-hmm. So like the self-driving vehicles, too, like, that, somebody's controlling that. So they'll do it so, like, say you want to go on a trip, and it's like, oh, your credit score is down, like your social credit score is down, or like you jaywalked too many times, or you have an unpaid ticket. They can stop your car, and you'll be stuck there, stagnant, or they'll like reroute your car to the fucking police station or something. Like, this is not a way to.
There will be no privacy.
Don't go electric, please. Stop going. And like they're saying, it's good for the environment. How is it good for the environment when they're going to be burying all the batteries once they're done? They explode, and it's like, how do you put that out? Have you guys seen the cars that are exploding? And then, like...
There's no way to put them out.
There's, like, it's a special kind of...
There's no known substance to put them out. They just have to let them burn out.
And then not only that, but the children and the people that are doing slave labor, mining for cobalt and lithium in these third world countries. And then those areas that this is happening in is just destroying the environment. This is not environmentally friendly whatsoever. This is the electric vehicle thing is all about control. So when the EV or the VW... plant was announced here, that I was like, so we're gonna be a 15-minute city probably, or something. We're gonna be in that.
Convinced, that they.
If not, then I don't know.
They'll squeeze us into London.
But my thing was like, what happens if something goes wrong at that factory? How the fuck are they gonna put any of that out? All those people are probably gonna die. Yeah. It's going to be huge.
Think of what they're going to be dumping into our local streams and rivers here.
Right.
Because we already had factories doing that.
Those farmers that sold that land sold their souls for money.
Actually, the land was taken. They didn't even sell it. It was seized.
There's some that sold.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
A couple $1 million.
Because the Elgin mayor didn't even know that they were doing any of this. He wasn't told about it. And the mayor from here knew all about it.
Joe Preston, he knows everything.
So...
I don't trust that guy.
No, well, he was the one that went to Germany for Karen... to negotiate the deal. She didn't even go herself. Our MP didn't go. She sent the town mayor here to go to Germany to just make this deal, okay? He used to be the MP for, I think, 2 or 3 terms. So he handed it off to her. This is how it worked. So she's too stupid, and people don't want to take her seriously, so she sends him in her place, which she's allowed to do. She's allowed to send someone else. But I thought they had to be an MP or something. I wasn't sure. A town mayor could, an owner of Wendy's could suffice to do a $13 billion deal for this.
He was probably like, you know what? If there's a Wendy's in Germany, I'll be there. Just kidding. I used to work at Wendy's for a short bit, and he was in the lobby every single day.
Really? Eh?
Yeah, with his computer and getting free food, just coming up and getting more and more food.
Was that at his Wendy's here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he owns it, right?
Yeah.
Well, he co-owns it. The head manager there is the other
Lisa?
owner, I think. Yeah, I think Marcy.
Oh, Marcy. Oh, okay.
I think it's Marcy.
Oh.
Maybe someone else now.
My sister never told me that. My sister works there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I only worked there for just under 3 months, and then I sliced my tendon and had to get hand surgery, and then they fired me.
Oh, they fired you. Yes.
They had me on the schedule for the next 2 weeks, which would have put me out of probation.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I cut my finger, suddenly I wasn't fit for the job anymore. It's like I could have easily done cash, worked, whatever. I just needed surgery and to wear a cast for like 6 weeks. That's it.
Welcome to Wendy's, but don't have an accident.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know my sister
cut my finger on glass.
Took 5 months off because she had to have surgery and heal from that surgery. So they're desperate to get her back for sure. But,
yeah.
No, I'm just saying like this.
Sorry, got off track.
This dude who's no longer the MP shouldn't be going and doing MP business in my eyes. I don't want that battery plant here. I won't be living here when it's built. I won't be, because I know they're going to be dumping shit in our water. Mm-hmm. That shit's dangerous. Lithium and nickel. To make those batteries, they weigh 1,000 pounds each. They last only 10 years maximum. Where are they going to put all those batteries? There's millions of these cars out there. Where are they going to put all these batteries? They're going to bury them. They're going to send them into space. They're going to put them in the bottom of the ocean.
They send a lot of our stuff to third world countries.
Yeah,
I came across a video where all of our recycling gets sent to Malaysia.
Yeah, and they send it
back. They just dump it.
They told Trudeau, and then they've threatened war on us.
Now they're sending it back, yeah.
Yeah, so that was Philippines, actually, that did that.
Okay.
And the guys now declared war on Canada. It's like, yeah, okay, bring your two canoes in a bathtub.
Our military has been totally sucked dry. Everything's going to Ukraine.
We just sent another Boy Scouts to deal with.
We just sent another $25 million.
Yeah, I know.
Damn. We're all done for.
Yeah, no, I know. He's making sure we're broke. He's making sure we have nothing left.
We're going to be broke and desperate.
For whoever takes over to work with.
But you know what? We're Canadians too. We're strong as fuck. We're going to fight this shit. And like Americans and Canadians are coming together more now than they ever have. Yeah. So that's wonderful to see. And there's more of us than them. Like the movie Ants is a really good good movie to watch. Saved. Yeah. Yeah. Like even just the whole movie in general, that's a really good movie to watch if you want to get yourself empowered on how to stand up to this bullshit. I know it's a Disney movie, but Disney spoke a lot of truth in their fucked up movies.
Don't think because you're one person and one voice that you're not loud.
No.
You get together with a bunch of other one persons with one voices, then you're a whole bunch of people with a louder voice. Mm-hmm. This is how you have to see it. Unity is the key here.
Find like-minded people.
We have to put our differences aside and unify. We have to put our differences aside and work together. Just long enough to defeat this. Then we can go back to being, who we were. But,
can we just go back to simple times?
I wish we could.
Whenever I see like my memories pop up for the new year, and I see the ones where it's like, fuck you 2018, fuck you 2013, and I'm just like, no, come back, please, come back.
I'm still stuck in the 70s,
Well, I'd love to be there.
Oh man, that was a great time.
So much cocaine.
Oh shit, yeah.
Not saying I'd love to be there for the cocaine. I'm not.
The 80s were good because I got away from all the new.
I'm just thinking crap. Disco and stuff.
I just stuck with my 70s albums and I got so stoned and so drunk.
Did you ever go to the disco, Ellie?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, when I was young in Richmond Hill, we used to go to meet people, right? But meet girls.
Whatever.
But so
we go to
we had the disco shirts on. We sit there all awkward because we couldn't dance, right?
Right. You were doing the whole
Yeah, well, so we did imitate John Travolta.
Love it.
Yeah, it's weird.
Did you ever go to like roller rinks and stuff?
Oh, I love
those.
Roller
Those were big.
rinks.
Yeah. My parents met at one in
there
London.
Used to be one in Mississauga we used to go to, or was it? I think it's sure it was Mississauga. They used to lock the doors at midnight and used to skate all night. And then they'd open the doors again at about 6 a.m. or whatever.
That's amazing.
It was awesome. And then, Sunday morning you'd travel home on the subway. It was safe to do that. It was like young girls that were like 16, 17 could go.
There was like neighborhood.
It was safe.
Neighborhood watch style stuff too.
What happened to our country? Oh, that's right. Justin Trudeau took
Communism.
I'm not blaming it all on Trudeau, okay?
I really admire China's dictatorship.
Yeah. Harper played a large role.
Yeah, I hated Harper. Right, I was very lefty when I was...
I hated Harper too. I was reporting him every day. I lost 6 fucking Facebook accounts over that guy.
Really?
They took 6 of my accounts because I was going
after
Harper. I'm on every list he had.
Him so much.
Plus a few that people didn't know about. I'm on all of them.
80s says 80s was the best, someone says.
I don't know.
I wish I could turn... Okay, I'm going to turn this just so I can...
80s.
Is this turning? Is this turning? I will edit. Can you guys... Oh, fuck yes. Yeah, now we can actually read it.
Hey.
I just want to get close to you, Ellie.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, let's read these comments here. Israel is getting whatever money we have left. I'll bring this closer. There we go. Israel is getting whatever money we have left.
Well, no, Ukraine will get some more too. They got to raise more taxes.
So they're saying that they know that Ukraine funneled the weapons to Nigeria, and now the Nigerians brought them to South America. I'm learning about all of this stuff as it's being spoken about. I was so focused on just like all the Canada stuff and like.
Well, yeah, I know a lot of the weapons and
another...
stuff that have been sent to Ukraine have been sold. Like, Ukraine's a money pit. There's no war going on there. There never was. There's a couple of skirmishes on the borders because Russia's going after all their bioweapons labs, and he's trying to get rid of the Nazis. He wants to denazify Ukraine. Well, you can't do that when, they're running Ukraine and they're killing the citizens. They killed any Russian-speaking people because they spoke Russian. So, yeah, of course Putin's going to have a problem with that.
I've seen videos...
He looks out for his people.
Well, back when... The videos would last, the videos from Ukraine and Russia, they only last maybe an hour or two online.
Yeah.
If that.
And they get scrubbed.
And then they get scrubbed. But if you're lucky enough to catch the things that they're posting... Like, I saw one where it was like a Russian... Was it Russians were saving Ukrainians?
Yep. I got that video saved.
You do?
Yep.
Yeah. They were saving Ukrainians.
They were telling them, we're not here to hurt you.
Yeah, we don't want
food?
this.
Do you want some warm clothing? They brought stuff with them. They had trucks coming in, bringing supplies.
Like resources, yeah.
They were the ones saving Ukrainians, not Zelensky and his boys who were bombing. Okay.
It's sad because so many Russians and Ukrainians are intermixed, too. There's people that lived in Ukraine that would go to Russia to work.
Yeah.
Or they have family in Russia, or they're married to a Russian or a Ukrainian. And
not anymore.
It's sad.
It's not allowed now. So that's what Putin's doing, and Putin's being crucified for that.
I mean, they're all maniacs. If you're going to try and lead a country, you're a maniac. But I don't think Putin's as bad as they're saying he is. I think obviously there's bad about him.
He's no angel. He's not, he's not perfect. He's got skeletons too. But the point is this: he's a real man, not a feminist. He doesn't pretend to be something he's not. He's not fake. He's not a dictator. He has not tried to do that to his people. In fact, Russia was freed kind of when that whole thing took over. Yeltsin and all these guys, they took down the wall. Basically, they took down the statue of, was it Lenin or whatever?
I don't know.
Not John Lennon.
No, not John.
Anyway, they decommunized Russia. They decommunized Germany. And now they're trying to communize the West. What's going on? I don't want communism. So
I think it's that whole new one world order thing.
Yeah.
Because the WEF was saying something about how America isn't going to be a leading superpower anymore. And there's going to be like a handful of countries that run the world.
China's going to be the new superpower.
Yeah, China was like right in the middle with the flags that they showed.
Yeah.
So a police officer on duty in Edmonton with a Ukrainian flag on his uniform.
Oh, that's sad. That's so sad.
We have Chinese police stations in Canada.
Yeah.
Toronto has one, I think.
Yeah, there's 15 of them across Canada.
That's fucking scary.
5 of them are in the Toronto area. So, and they're threatening Chinese citizens. How long before they're threatening Canadian citizens?
And Chinese citizens, like, oh, you mean over in China? We're saying like this here in Canada, okay? Here, because those citizens, like, they escaped communism.
Yeah, that's why they're here.
Yeah. At the convoy, there was a lady that was on a megaphone, and she had a man they're both from China. Mm-hmm. She had a man standing behind her with 3 or 4 giant Canadian flags stuck in a little belt, and he's holding them all while she's having her speech. It was the best background ever.
Yeah.
And she's talking about communism and how her family escaped communism in China, and the social credit system she was talking about and what exactly it is. And then that she's seeing, she's like, what's going on in Canada is the very beginning stages of what happened in China. Yeah. And that's exactly what we just escaped. So, like, if you guys don't stop this right now,
you're done for.
Yeah. She's like, we don't know where to go.
You cannot comply your way out of this. But complying, no.
This is a fight of our lifetime.
It only gets worse. So we need to stand up. Put it this way. Would you rather die on your feet or live on your knees? And that's how you have to look in the mirror and ask yourself. And I don't want to live on my knees. I would rather die with my God-given DNA instead of getting their death jabs and all this other crap. So, no, I will not stand down. I will stand tall. And I will be there to fight with anyone else who wants to fight. And I'll look bitchin' too.
You will. Well, no, it's Ellie too. Yeah. Come in with the hat.
Pretty soon I'm getting a makeover. I'm just getting ready to dye my hair.
What color are you dyeing your hair?
And I'm red, probably a little deeper than your hair.
Oh, that's the color I always go for when I don't want to be brown anymore. It's like that.
I'm an auburn type.
Me too. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go auburn with it again. I was auburn years ago. Yeah, and then we're gonna do a hair flip thing. My sister's gonna work on my hair.
She's got her makeup.
Offered to help me with makeup too.
Yeah. Look at her makeup today. She look pretty.
Yeah, Sandra did my makeup, and actually Sandra teaches people how to do makeup. She was a makeup to the politicians and the stars, and she worked with
that's amazing.
Lots of different entities. So she's amazing.
She did a really good job. I'm jealous. Like, your eyes look really nice.
Oh, yeah, thanks. No, she does. She's amazing. And she actually has a course. If you need help with your makeup, she sells a course that could teach you how to do your own. So, it's great. And, but it's nice to know that Lisa can help me too. If my makeup's, I got to change my makeup a couple times throughout the day. So, if I'm out somewhere and Sandra's not around,
gotta touch it up somehow.
Yeah.
We could even get on a video chat together and do tutorials together if it's cold and I don't want to walk over here.
Well, no, I want to learn how to do my own. Yeah. The problem is Sandra uses powder makeup, and I've never had a chance to get that to stay on my face. I've always used liquids and brushes, right? So
and with powders, it's
all new for me.
You have to use primers and stuff on your face to get it to stick to your face too.
Exactly, which is I didn't know that. So
and you have to be careful with the makeup that you use because there's some makeup out there that I hate to say it,
but the baby DNA, you mean?
The baby DNA and placenta DNA and they a lot of things that come from the human body goes into makeup.
Yeah.
And in turn, it kills those cells on your face, and then you end up using makeup more because
then you end up buying their skin products with baby DNA in it.
Yeah, it's all fucked up.
Dead fetal DNA. And that does make you look younger, but you know what?
We're
supposed to age.
But makeup does kill the cells on your face.
There's nothing wrong with aging. You can work with
aging
it.
Is beautiful.
Look at me, I'm 62 years old.
You look
and
great.
People tell me I don't look over 40, so that feels good. But, we're supposed to age, and I'm not going to stress about being, beautiful or anything. That was from my 20s. That time's gone.
You're still beautiful, Ellie.
I just want to look nice. I want to look respectable. I want to dress respectable. I don't want to dress like a slut.
No?
Or like your friend, Nick, your husband, Nick.
Guess we're not friends anymore. Just kidding.
But no, I don't want to.
You don't want to put on your couch cushions and your corsets and you have I don't know. I'm assuming you don't have chest hair, but you just
I barely have a chest at all.
I've got the little micro hairs that everybody has all over their bodies, but that's
I don't
just
get
natural.
I get no hair. There's so many women that hate me because I don't have to shave my legs ever. Hair doesn't grow.
I haven't shaved in 2 days. And look at it. It's already coming back.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I couldn't.
Coming in hot.
I don't know how I'd afford the razors to do that because my sister spends more than me, and I still have to shave. And she spends more than me for her legs.
Well, we have to shave so much of our bodies, though. Yeah. We don't have to. Winter is coming, and I need some... I don't have a lot of fat on my body, so my hair on my legs and arms, keep me warm.
Yeah, well, you know,
Unless I have to shave in the winter, I ain't shaving my legs. I ain't shaving, like, I'll shave my armpits and stuff, but...
I guess if you're doing things on camera with your body or stuff, you might need to worry about it. But myself, no, I don't go around here, but I'll wear 3 layers of clothing. I have no problem doing that.
Yeah.
I noticed you came here today.
Yeah, I did.
Dressed just like me. Coats, sweaters, shirts.
Yeah, my sweatshirt's there, my coat's there. But I walked here too, and it's not as... It was warm this morning. When I got together with Crickets earlier, Ron, when I got together with him, it was warm out. Like, I was sweating
nicer
seeing him.
than it is now.
It was sunny.
It's cold.
And now it's like...
Yeah, but you know, it's winter time's coming, and...
That's true.
It's going to be a good winter. We're going to make it a good winter, but we have to unite this winter. It's not about convoys. It's not about protests. It's not about... We can all do this from our own homes, but we have to stand up together and back each other. We are Canadians and Americans, and I'm assuming there's people here from both countries. We are North America. We are tough-ass people. And, you know, they're talking about shutting the heat off here December 1st. I laughed at them. I said, they don't know Canadians, do they? We grew up in the cold. We know how to deal with the cold.
We're polar bears.
We're friggin' polar bears, right? So,
layer up.
Turn it off. Go ahead.
That's the thing about the cold is, like, with the cold, you can layer up and you can get warm. But when it's hot, like, you can't take your skin off. There's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
So if they really wanted to fuck us over...
It would have been turn off the air conditioners in the summertime. They had threatened that as well.
I don't even have air conditioning and I survived, so... And I'm on a 3rd story of a tall building.
Yeah, well,
and I only said that because it's already been put out there.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
It would be nice to stand on the balcony up top with that breeze. Because I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, they can't do much to us. We live in all kinds of circumstances. Most of us have been, you know, ice fishing or ice camping or, you know, winter
camping. I used to
all
do
kinds of winter activities,
with
hockey, you know, all kinds of weird stuff.
Yeah.
So we're used to cold.
I'm learning to snowboard now. I'm trying to learn to love. Yeah. The last 2 winters I've been learning to snowboard. So
yeah, I gave up on all that stuff because I broke my back about when I was 26. So I can't really do a lot of stuff I'd like to do. I did, however, take up snowmobiling, and I want to go back into water skiing. I was water skiing.
Oh, that'd be fun. That'd be good.
I haven't done it in so long. I think I could do that without hurting myself, actually. As long as I'm not on a board, if I got 2 skis, right? But it was fun. It was great. And, you know, it's stuff, you only live once.
Did you just YOLO? She used the YOLO. I haven't used that in a long time.
You only live once.
Remember when everybody was saying YOLO? And it was like, shut up. And now that people aren't yelling it as much, I'm like, YOLO.
Yeah, no, it's important that we enjoy our lives. And, you know, don't let people dictate what you do or who you hang with or whatever. You dictate that. Don't let your friends and family choose your lifestyle or your friends or your acquaintances or what your workplace. You choose that yourself.
They're allowed to have their opinions on things, but at the end of the day, it's up to you if you want to process that and take it to heart, or if you want to just say thank you for your opinion.
Well,
like, what can you do?
Everybody opinion matters.
Yeah, it does. Every opinion matters, but it doesn't mean
unless
that
it disagrees
has to.
With mine.
What are you doing? Are you a lefty now?
Yeah, I just turned left. This whole broadcast just turned me. But no, that's the next I'll have.
That's what you get for hanging out with me.
On, and I'll be growing a beard or something.
I honestly think that your paper bag was way more.
That paper bag was awesome.
Had way more creativity.
And I got a new paper bag friend coming, called Drag Bag. Look out for it.
Oh, I love that.
Now I'm going to tell you about that when
we get off here. All right. Well. I don't know. Did you want to?
Well, there's nothing really much, unless you got a topic you want to talk. I just wanted to talk about those trans topics because look, I feel you people need to know, to be better prepared to deal with people like that. I can deal with them no problem, and they hate me because they can't argue with me. But I can teach you how to deal with these people too. The problem is, people get so flustered. They do. They come right onto you and they attack you. And they're in a setting where they're protected and you're not. Well, understand, you are also protected because you have me. And I'm going to teach you how to deal with these people. Video by video. If you watch my channel, it's called FN_Elle. I'm going to start doing a lot of videos on Instagram as well. And I have a TikTok channel under the same name. I will teach you how to deal with these people.
You also go live every day.
I bet you they'll be reporting my videos too because they don't like me. Okay.
They don't like anyone who goes against their shit.
No, but they really hate me because I'm protected too. They think, oh, well, we're protected. The straights can't touch us. Well, guess what? I can. And I can say what I want. And there's nothing they can say about it.
There really isn't. They can call you self-hating all they want, but they're just telling you how they feel.
I think they've never reached the potential they had hoped. And so they sit back and they attack everybody else because of their shortcomings. And I see that with Nicholas, and I see that with a few of his friends. They've settled to do drag because they can't really do anything else. They're not educated, or they're not skilled. They can't
even do drag very good. I'm sorry.
They're not really even good at drag. Seen that Lita Von Sneezy or whatever. He better get another day job because he's not a draggy.
Well, that picture of him doing splits on a table at a restaurant, and everybody in the audience is looking at their phones. Yeah, but that should tell you something.
The beard thing's just weird.
Yeah, the beard thing.
See, I came from a time where there was female impersonators who were classy. And, even biological women who were in Vegas and they were watching the shows are going, I wish I could be as feminine as that guy up there. Really, you know what? They were very classy. And then come the 70s, I think the mid to late 70s, it switched to drag queens. Because there were street queens and you didn't fuck with them, okay? But they didn't do that drag shit.
Like
the
gangsters.
Drag shit came out in the early 80s, mid to late 70s, and it kind of escalated slowly, but the parades really helped to bring that forward, right? And now the government's pushing it on children, and I'm not okay with that.
We had a freaking drag queen doing the weather in Quebec.
Yeah, that's gay men who dress like women and dance very lewdly for other gay men. They are not to be around children in drag, okay?
They're cross-dressing,
out of drag, they could be great
performers.
Influences. They could read to their own kids or whatever. They could be a great parent. I'm just saying in drag, there's even drag queens that are saying, no, this is not right. Mm-hmm. We do lewd and disgusting things.
Kitty Demure.
That's what a drag queen is. Also, RuPaul, who is the queen of queens, the one of ones.
I don't like that dude.
said this exactly. We take things and we run with them. We mock them. So when you see a drag queen imitating a woman, she is mocking the woman. He is mocking the woman. He's mocking what women are, and he's also mocking what transgender women are.
I was just going to ask you that. Did you see that video where he said, I'm in drag today, so my pronouns are she, her, and then gets all serious, and he's like, she, her, and it's like, so are you trans or what? Like, what the hell are you? No. You are a cross-dressing cabaret entertainer.
He's somebody.
That's what you are, and you're a narcissist and a child abuser. He's covering for his shortcomings
in life, and he wants to be anything that'll help him confront somebody. Because all of a sudden we found out he's 10 types of native.
Yeah. He called my friend a half-breed.
Sorry, Aboriginal, whatever.
No, it's okay. Native is
First Nations or Native.
Native is a totally fine. Yeah, I've asked my friends who are Native, and I was like, so what is something that's not okay to say? And a lot of them are actually saying that Indigenous is a newer term, and that they're fine with Native, they're fine with Indian, they're fine with First Nations. Yeah. Like it's
Six Nations.
Or Six Nations. Yeah. So, but my one friend, her father is a ginger, and then her mother's side. She's cool. Yeah, she's cool. Canadian redhead.
Yeah.
And her mother's side is Métis. And, like Mohawk, or I don't know, her grandmother had something to do with like a major part of like the Mohawk community. I can't remember what it was, and no disrespect, but yeah, and he called her a half-breed.
Yeah, he called her white girl. Huh?
Oh yeah, because her last name is White.
She's not white enough for him. She's not
dark enough to be
for him.
Yeah, and then her last name is White. So because her last name is White, her skin color is white. He calls her white girl, white lady. How dare you try to like say that you're part of my people?
He's pasty white himself.
He got mad at me for sharing a missing persons poster of a Native woman. How dare you share that? How dare you share it? So anything that I share that has to do with Native stuff, he takes it personal.
Yeah.
So now that's his new thing now.
So now I'm going to start sharing Native stuff. Actually, I might do.
I hope you share it because you genuinely care about the Native stuff too, though. You're not doing it just to piss him off.
I want to do a video with Tippy because she's Cree, right?
Okay, so you could interview her even. Yeah. Just talk about her history and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I can only ask her about certain things, but I mean, there's a lot of topics that still upset her.
That,
I think residential school would be the one. But
did she go to a residential?
She's a survivor.
Oh wow, that would be quite
Her brother. Yeah.
I would love to interview somebody who, if they were okay with talking. I don't want to re-traumatize anybody.
But she said
that's a hard thing to talk about.
If I start talking about it, I start getting really emotional.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, maybe we shouldn't touch that because that's a sensitive thing.
Of course it is. That's extremely traumatic.
I got put through children's aid, and I didn't go through near the crap.
The residential schools were essentially concentration camps for Indian people.
Yeah. They were like the Supreme Lord Catholic School for indigenous youth, the animals, the savages, who
That's
like had to be switched to the white man's way of life because white men are so proper and what do you call that, civilized. They never met these freaking drag queens. So basically, yeah, we need to stand by the indigenous. I don't like that word.
Natives is fine too.
Like an indigenous crab. That's what I always keep thinking when they say indigenous. The natives. We need to stand by them. Like I said, I did a video.
They really need help right now because a lot of their treaty. I think the treaty's getting messed with. The land's getting messed with.
Yeah, well, the treaty's expired now, and basically, so they want Parliament Hill back. They also Queen's Park. They want that evacuated, and they want that back because these were put on a land lease for 99 years. Well, that 99 years is now expiring. So the natives can now come and take those buildings or take that land, and they will have to move those buildings off the land.
Could you imagine if they took over Parliament Hill?
That would be cool. I'd love
crazy.
It. That'd make a really good TV.
I feel like too though, like, I don't know. I can't say it on here. I don't even know what I'm gonna say.
I think
I feel like it'd be cool to see like natives kind of like go into the parliament and actually like take a big part in government because they are such a big part of this land here. Like they are the land. The natives are the land. We don't have this land without them, and they should have a bigger role in parliament. Yeah, but they should all have clean drinking water too.
They should be more respected.
Blank.
It's funny.
100%. They should be more respected.
When a native child goes missing, the cops are like, "Oh well, call us in a week." They're probably out getting drunk. So
they're probably runaways.
But if it's a white kid, boom, they got cars and planes and helicopters and searches going on. That's got to stop. And that's
every
the RCMP.
Child actually does matter. Every child fucking matters.
And there's a highway of tears full of all kinds of girls and women murdered, missing. Look,
my friend's cousin's been missing since 2008 with her best friend. They went missing after a dance in Quebec.
Wow.
Maisie Odjick and Shannon Alexander. They've been missing since 2008. 16 and 17 years old. No trace of them. RCMP barely helped with it. Their mom, like Maisie's mom has been, and I'm sure Shannon's mom has been like a massive force in this. I've seen Lori. She's working very, very hard. There's documentaries now made about them because of all the work they're trying to do. But yeah, they've basically no trace. I'm pretty sure they left their phones behind or something. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure they left like personal items behind that they normally would take if they were gonna
like
run away. Phones, backpacks, stuff, ID. So all that was left behind.
They can disappear so easy.
And there's been no trace of them. I truly believe that the monarchy has something to do with it.
Oh yeah, well, monarchy has a lot to do with a lot of things.
The royals have a big play in what's going on with the natives because they had a big play in the residential schools.
Yeah, well, there was that time where her and her husband, what was his name again?
Charles?
No, Charles is the son.
Oh,
Henry? Was it Henry? Anyway, her husband, they went to BC and they walked away with 12 native kids. And those kids were never seen again. And there was the only one alive left that could testify to it was mysteriously killed. So basically, but we have his video testimonies. I believe him. I am a good judge of character. Now, mind you, nothing's foolproof. But I look in that man's eyes and I saw pain, I saw fear, and I saw anguish. He wanted this dealt with. He wanted this situation known. That's all it was about. He knows he can't get those children back because they're all adults now, but they're all dead. The point is this. It has to be known in order to be fixed. And he was just trying to do that, and he was murdered for it. And
Most whistleblowers do get murdered. When you hear someone talking the truth, especially on live television, do you see the comments? Everyone's like, "Oh my God, protect that person! Please protect that person! Is he still alive?" Like that's the only comments you
saying,
see.
"I'm not suicidal," right? Like, look what happened.
Andrew Tate even said, he's like, "I'm not suicidal." Like, you can love or hate Andrew Tate all you want. He speaks a lot of fucking truth. I don't agree with everything that he says. I don't agree with the way he looks at women a lot of the time, but.
He's good for men. He's a good influence for young men. They need to stop being cucked.
And people will always take things to the extreme. Like, no matter what, I could sit here and give lessons about how to be a wonderful photographer. And then you're going to have people in the crowd that are going to take that photography and learn what they learned and then take it to the next fucking level in a bad way. Because there's good and evil. And so there's a lot of people that have taken Andrew Tate's lessons and they've just made it to an extreme. Like, there's a lot of men out there who are just spiteful to women.
Yeah.
And they're learning his lessons, but they're not taking care of their own mental health at the same time. So now they've got the lessons on how to be a strong man, but they're still fragile as fuck. Yeah. So they're like taking all of their hurt and their pain out on all of these other women using those tactics.
But you know who's doing that to those guys? The school system.
Yeah.
They're cucking them.
Media, yeah.
Right? Everything. And then parents are cucking them. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with masculinity. There's nothing toxic about masculinity. It's the person's personality that's toxic. It's not the masculinity.
No.
Okay?
There's no such thing as toxic masculinity.
No, it's just a catchphrase they use to downfall on men.
And if we're going to bring up toxic masculinity, why aren't we talking about toxic femininity? Why is that never a topic of discussion?
Apparently that doesn't exist.
No, there's toxic humans, and that's it.
Exactly.
It's toxic humans.
Exactly.
And masculinity is much needed in this world. It makes the world go around, just like femininity does. Mm-hmm. We need strong masculine men so that they can be the protectors, the providers, because that's just what they are naturally. And you look in any other group, there's the very few groups where the females are the leaders, but like... any other group, the males are the ones out hunting and doing all that, hunting and gathering, while the women or the females are at home dealing with family stuff and protecting the brood that way. But when you have men that are weak, and then you have women that now they have weak men who are not going to protect them, they're tapping into their feminine or their masculinity more. So women are becoming more masculine, which is making it hard for men to feel power in their masculinity, which is making them intimidated. So then they shut down. Men don't get a lot of advocacy anyways.
No.
So who are they going to go fucking talk to? There's not even men's shelters for domestic situations. Like,
no, they got friends, and that's pretty much what
and a lot of their friends are going to be like, why are you whining? You sound like a girl. You know? So it's terrible. So, like, we need strong fucking masculine men in this world. And we need feminine women in this world. Yeah, and we can have the in-between, you know, but on average, the bigger pictures, we need them here. We can have our little exceptions down here, but...
yeah. And, you know, like I was saying, there's Dr. Rashid Buttar and a bunch of Seth Rich, a whole bunch of people who've been silenced, who are trying to tell us, don't be afraid to say something. We have to stand up to this. All of it. Not just the corruption, but the whole left bullshit, the attack on the family unit, the attack on our children, attack on the school system, the medical system. I don't even feel safe going to a hospital if I get into an accident, because they'll try to look ways to kill me, to get my body parts. Because I'm worth more dead than alive. And I don't know how, because I'm so bitching when I'm alive.
You're not wrong.
People are afraid to go to hospitals. People are afraid to call the police, because the police are going to target them. Mm-hmm. This is what's happening everywhere. And, you know, like, it's got to stop.
Good, honest people are getting punished.
Yeah.
While the stains on society are getting protected.
And the taxpayers are footing the bill for corruption.
And I feel like that's what happens when the masculinity gets stripped from men. Mm-hmm. And, because, 50 years ago? This never would fucking happen. Look at how our army was. It was, like, men were, like, signing up to go and defend their country. And nowadays, it's just like, I don't know, I might break a nail.
Or what career do I get out of it? What do I get out of it? Well...
And then, I mean, there's always been that way, too.
If you're lucky you come back alive, that's good. That's all that anyone ever wanted.
If our country was under threat, you had all of our men lining up to be like, fuck yeah, we're standing up for our country. Yep. And now we're under threat. We've been under threat. We've been already invaded, you know, through all the political shit. And we got men standing back wearing rainbow tutus and with big beards and like acting tough, but pushing people when they're not looking and going after women. You know what I mean? Like,
and
it's
attacking people from behind to boot.
Yeah.
Which he did to Mike. I watched him do that.
Yeah.
So
Thank you, Lita, for posting the third view from that. It was Lita's video where I actually realized that Mike had been assaulted. I didn't know he got pushed.
Yeah, no, the guy pushed him from behind.
When Leland posted that video of me moving the flag out of my face, thinking he was doing something, it's like, did you not see, because I just saw this guy come in, and then I looked to Mike, I was like, you got pushed? I didn't know that. Because I turned around and I'm just like, stop swearing so much, guys. There's kids here. Not realizing there was an assault that just happened. Because I was so tapped into what I was doing.
Well, the cop jumped right on it.
Oh, he did.
As soon
and
as
that was the second time a cop had to jump in and push that man off of Mike. Mm-hmm. And Mike, he was threatened to be kicked out the first time when he defended himself. Yeah. And it's like, I was like, no, he's not doing, he's sitting here on a bench. Mm-hmm. This guy can't, you can see the guy, he struts up all like blah, 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 and then for 2 seconds he's out of my sight, but
wearing
I look
a
down.
tutu.
Yeah, and then I look down, but not with my camera, and then all of a sudden he's pushing Mike. And everyone's like, hey, hey, hey. It's like, fuck.
But you notice he's not on WWE every Tuesday.
Yeah, he wouldn't win.
No.
I could take that guy. I just have to grab him by the beard and yank him down to the ground.
Oh, if I had gotten in
Rip
there,
his
he would
tutu
not
off
have been doing that to me. I can guarantee. He would have done that once, and that would have been it.
Yeah, if I had seen that happen, I would have definitely confronted the cop and been like, why is he not being removed? This is the second time you've had to take him off of my friend.
Yeah.
This man has assaulted my friend twice, and you're saying that he can stay here. Mm-hmm. So you guys need to, but they didn't do it because they were trying to protect themselves as well. Because if you get rid of one of their,
they were too busy worrying about me, right? They were too busy worried about me getting in there. They had 10 cops there for me. Holy fuck!
You're so special. All that tax dollars.
I've never been charged or arrested. Okay, I've got a couple of traffic tickets, but that's
normal.
One traffic ticket, but that's it. Oh no, 2. Sorry. Other than that, I've never been charged or arrested or anything here. And these cops don't know me from Adam. And yet they brought 10 of these bulls. I mean, these were big cops. These weren't just, even the females, they were big. Okay, so this was all for me. Karen Vecchio made that a sanctioned event because of me. They knew I was coming. So I'm honored, but I mean, it also bothers me.
It's ridiculous.
That the corruption.
It's obnoxious as fuck.
And then allowing this guy to do what he does on TikTok and punishing us for it. It's just getting too much.
I honestly think that the police are starting to see
I think so.
him for what he is. And I feel silly because there's times where I was feeling like, I don't know, I'm not afraid that he's going to do anything, but the lies he was saying about me to the people he was saying it to, these are people who are like, I've seen the comments, they're like, I just say the word and I'll show up, like, I'm ready, and like, it's like, y'all making up so many lies that I'm going to get hurt because somebody's going to believe this who has nothing to lose, and I'm going to be fucked. And so I would talk to somebody through the police station just to get some counsel on it, just to be like, what should I do? How should I handle this?
Well, Antifa's all tough until you get them one-on-one, and then they're not so tough anymore. So I don't really worry about them.
I've broken things down quite a bit.
They want to say, I'll show up or whatever. Yeah, show up. Come on. I don't give a fuck. You need 25 of you to come after me anyway, so either way, and I'm only 5'6". Okay? So these big, strong men who are constantly attacking Lisa won't even come to me.
I'm like 5'4".
and talk.
I'm strong.
I didn't say come and fight. I say come and talk. You can come and tell me how I'm a self-hating person and all this. They won't. They're cowards. So, we
go for a walk to the store if you want.
Yeah, we should. That would be
Go
funny.
for a little walkie poo.
Yeah.
Oh.
I would do it. Okay, well, we may as well sign off.
Okay. Well, for those of you that were part of this, thanks.
Yeah.
And we'll do this more often. Next time, I think I'm gonna have some questions. I don't know if you want.
Leave some questions.
Would you be willing for me to we could do an interview and just talk about you and your journey of going through how it was back then to now, and I can
be good.
Want to ask you some certain questions, but I want to make sure that they're done properly so we can get good information. Okay, cool. Maybe that'll be our next one then.
Yeah.
Me interviewing Ellie about her journey through transition.
The wonderful world
of
Ellie.
The before and after. Yeah. Go follow her. FN_Ellie.
Yeah. I'm going to be doing more material here. I'm just finding TikTok too ridiculous.
It is getting a bit. It's more or less, it's so easy to make videos on there. So you make the video, you upload it, whatever. If it stays, it stays. If it doesn't, whatever. You've got the video so you can put it on everything else. So
yeah,
that's pretty much how it is. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Thanks, Ellie.
Thanks, Lisa.
All right.
Thank you all.
Bye, guys.
Chat soon. Bye.